And then I don't know what the sound for. Okay, well, hopefully that's enough. But yeah, we'll go ahead and watch. Oh, okay. New jobs. Hopefully that's not too loud. New abilities. Oh, we can raise their CP. That's so cool. Oh, damn. Oh, battle on a boat. Mystery to unfold. Oh. Ooh, a harp. Jumsa loves his harps. Exciting. Oh, cool. An escape. Nice. Oh, look at that dragon. Oh, look at that map at it, too. What is that? Hey! There's our water map that we made. New battle mechanics. Can perform multiple abilities. Yo, look at that. Oh, 3! I can move too. And what is that? 3 attacks in the same turn? Ride the lightning, nice. That's awesome. Secret core storylines. Oh man, look at that. It's this Smash Brothers stuff. And new ways to play, huh? You made a goddamn card game. That's crazy. Look at that. That's so cool. Hey. Oh man, look at that. I got a little spoiled that this was already in here, but just seeing it in action is so cool. They flip around and everything too. Oh. This is absolutely absurdly cool, yeah. Changes colors and everything. I like how they're all like the portraits from the monsters too. You win! We did it! We have a character select? Classic mode. Challenges with a single unit. Oh man. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Oh. You just fall off the edge of the map. Oh, look at that map. That world map. Got Knight Sword. Oh, that ending is so cool. Oh, look at, hey, there we are. Right there. We did things. Chapter 1 releasing in 2023. Two holes, harps in the trailer, huh? There we go. Okay, so, I guess we can kind of like go through it. Yeah. Yeah, so well, first of all, it's our big thing here is like, look at this, the big old, we're fighting, look how big that Mind Flayer is. It's so, so that right there, that's 9, that's a 3x3 square. So that thing takes up a good chunk of space on this map. That's exciting. I've actually seen a few things, like the intro, like the full intro, because I know like we have like just the rotation here with this part right here. I'm having I actually saw like the full review because we were kind of troubleshooting the map a little bit on when the actual animations and stuff happened for when the platforms themselves fall out. So I've seen this part's really cool. It's just so cool to see it with like fully rendered and everything, and how smooth. Because I know that you mentioned you did it in Duck Station, and I've only ever looked at it in PSX, so it is nice to see it fully fleshed out and everything like that. Um, so I guess we can kind of go through and try to figure out some things. It looks way better, yeah. So it looks like we have our main character is like main, I think is what we mentioned from here. I don't know if that is the main character or not, but and then Guy are our two main our characters that we're going to be following around. Um, just right off the bat, like the map edit has, the steps and stuff to be able to get up to the top rows and everything. So already getting map edits beyond just the new one we have. And then another little thing here is the poses for each one of the random party smith is facing backwards. It's really funny. And then they give different little like things, a lot really similar to Journey to 5, how they did that stuff. Artificer, Vidalia Knight. Okay, and then we got Magician, Elementalist, and Soldier. Okay. The only backwards one. And so this one is granting CT, is what it looks like. So they can speed them up. So a little bit to the story. A conflict between two kingdoms is what it sounds like. And so they have a northerner. So maybe it's like a different type, because I know a lot of original Final Fantasy tactics is like based on class and stuff like that. So maybe this one's more based on like allegiance to your country kind of thing, kind of a lot like Tactics Ogre was. Like they have the Wallister and the Berenstain and the Lotus and things like that. Hey, Luis, how's it going? So that'll be interesting to kind of go that path down. And there's a mystery, and we have Aladibs. At least the sprite for him doesn't have to be him. And this is so cool, having different scenario endings. So you know how most of vanilla and that kind of stuff. The only other mod that I usually see do this was like the bigger one, like that was a lot of really unique stuff. Was Call of Power. So having like preventing these people from escaping or something like that, and then we did see it again in like more modern stuff like Triangle Strategy. You know, they had defeat the people in a number of turns or something like that. So it's really cool to see different like battle scenarios, or look forward to those kind of thing. Like, and then they just kind of fade off after they reach. So that's really cool. And it's like a pyramid of goblins. I don't know what's going on here, but I love it. And of course, we have very unique stuff with. I love that the rain and too, like the weather. And so tactics combo. Main can perform abilities combos using multiple skills in one turn. So I guess let's gonna go over what we have. So we have tactics combo. So he uses Sonic Thrust first. And like pushes any dice from the. And before we go any further, we have yet another Argwai Woods map edit with a mysterious hole in it. Can we go in there? Who knows? That's 2 games now. There was a mysterious holes because I left off in Tactics Ogre. I'm sure it's nothing. So yeah, you have that guaranteed knockback, and then followed by Stun Edge. Um, so I'm not sure if you can do like you have to do both of them, and it looks like it has some knockback ability too. And then he moves and he uses right after he moves, he gets a new ability. If you saw that, so he started off with two, right? And then after he moved, he got Ride the Lightning. So I don't know if it's like you have to use them in order. So it's like a, like I said, tactical combo. It seems really, really neat. And then obviously, um, obviously we gotta speculate. I think I know who all three of these are. um, I know at least the one that he's already shown off. Because I think it was in one of Coco Joe's new things. Yeah, Lednar, is that how you say it? And then I also know who the middle one is, and I think Kazan said something about the other ones. So, hey, twin. uh, so, three random characters from different. Obviously, we have the Lednar from, was it Tactics 2? Advanced 2? Um, and then I guess people can speculate on what the other ones are. I don't think it would be fair for me to kind of poke at it if I already knew who they were. So, um, but yeah, the silhouettes I would say more than let you know who you're in it for. So let's keep going. And new ways to play. So this by itself is worth its own mod, right? Like just casually having an entire existing card game from another Final Fantasy in this game, just randomly modded in. You got to give it to play your story mod somehow by collecting cards and stuff. He did mention that in the mod, instead of like poaching and things like that you would normally do with like Secret Hunt, now you get cards instead of the items that you would usually get. So we'll be doing a lot of grinding when we do get that stuff. It's just crazy how like smooth this comes across. And like the art style wise, they look so nice because it's the portrait, but you have your magic cards, like you have the portion there, and you're not like fully covering anything else or anything. Yeah. But yeah, it's fully modded in here. You'll be able to get cards through like you said, and then this classic mode where you can overcome challenges with a single unit. So these guys have to be pretty damn versatile to be able to figure out like that kind of thing. Because like I would say, more Smash Brothers. Okay, especially with Main with his combo stuff. I could definitely see like having to use like the different combo stuff and then move to be like to get solve like a puzzle kind of thing. That would be super interesting to the different scenarios for there. But we don't really know what the other characters can do yet. Plus, there's three ones that seem to be available to be added. So overall, this definitely could be like its own thing as well. And it seems really interesting. Like I said, the single unit thing is really because usually like the most challenging stuff you're like limited to like 2 or 3 units, or when it's a one-on-one battle it's kind of like Y-graph like in vanilla. You either have to have a specific setup to heal yourself when you're going through that kind of thing, and it gets kind of wavery in the balance, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, the camera work is exceptional for what, and it's even crazier that like the sprites stand up to how big it is on everything on there too. So that's really cool. But it'll be interesting because, like I said, most of those like tactical things, but the one I remember the most, kind kind of thing is in Souls of Destiny. Um, you have your main character Connor, and then Mustadio, like, and then they're fighting those three big mech guys. And so like Connor is like the main like bruiser in DPS, while Mustadio is trying to like debuff them the whole time, and you have to kind of get lucky with like the Donax and stuff. And I think that's like a really cool. That was a really cool battle because like again, you're limited to what abilities you have, but it's still like balanced around that kind of stuff. So you're kind of moving around and trying to uh, strategize and get through the scenario. So hopefully we can kind of bring that same thing to a single unit, especially like I said with the tactics thing, because that's the same kind of like thing. Hey, I use like my knockback to get this guy out of my range, or and then I move so I can do the lightning thing to actually do damage that turn, and that kind of thing. So just from the stuff for the main character, main coincidence, I think not. Um, I think that leaves this part to a ton of opportunity to make some really cool things. So definitely looking forward to that. I like how they like slide in. And yeah, that zoom in is so crazy. So, and we have the harp, obviously, because he just gets knocked off the map. So this looks like it definitely looks like an event portion. The elementals, and this map looks amazing. It's like it's not as like like the serious world map kind of thing that you had in like Tactics or in Call of Power, like the one that was designed there. It's kind of, I don't know what the description, like it's not like cartoonish or anything like that, but it's kind of like your very fantasy kind of map, but with like a little bit more colorful and a little bit more playful, I guess is the best way to put it, because it's not like burned on or anything like that. The color palette's really nice and everything. Like it's really interesting, and then it has all the towns and stuff, so it really definitely feels like it's all kind of together. You purchased a tile map that I used to put this together. That's awesome. It looks really nice, especially with like the dots to put everything in place. It's really cool. So we got Night Sword still. And then you have like the final, like a duel kind of thing right at the end. And then we have all of our little special thanks. There's me again. And then we have our release date, which is, like I said, 2023. And Jumza did mention it was hopefully, yeah, and then the title screen, official. And there we go. So that was awesome. That was crazy. Where's the start button? I think I missed a few. Checkmate. Paragon. I think I missed it. So we have Party Smith, Adept, White Knight. Okay, so that was the one I missed from last time. But yeah, just taking a look at stuff. Obviously, you got a bunch of the old tactic stuff in, so I know some people were working on different types of things for like ways to use MP and HP, but it looks like we took the tried and true formula with that kind of stuff. We have Brave and Faith still, but I'm sure the way they actually interact with the game would be different. I do love the little poses for everybody. And I didn't see the name of that ability. Chart a course. Okay. It did modify the faithful. I think you were talking about that, how they let magic not get so crazy. Kingdom and Alliance. Yeah, so that's what it did mention that right there. So it's going to be more kind of like the warring countries At least I love me some CT. um, it does seem like the story is going to be more around warring countries than kind of like the conflict between classes, which was what vanilla Final Fantasy Tactics. So it's more seems like more closer to the way the story for Tactics Ogre was told, between like the Wallster Alliance and Bakram and all that kind of thing. And I'm fighting on this one again. A mystery. the item is just like floating there. You had to make night states for both of those. What mess? Yeah, and then this edit too, like it's Linalia Plateau, but it's very like the flattened. It's more of like a plains kind of thing, a map. So that's really interesting. And again, it's definitely a bigger dragon than normal. Um, Summon in some Urbos, or however the hell you say them. Yeah, no, you're fine. And so we've got five. No, we've got 6 people in that battle. That's just PS1 jank. It 100% is. But yeah, like if you notice, the abilities go away, like from the option. So he starts off. We're gonna go back. One more. One more. Let's just say it was planned. So it starts off with 2. So you've got Light Spear and Sonic Thrust. So after he uses Sonic Thrust, you get to see the menu again, right? And only Light Spear is available for choice. Level of combo he is in. So that's really cool. Like that will allow like you to have lower amount of people in a party, but still be able to function and have a really cool customization and tactics for that character. Especially if that's kind of more of a thing around each character. I don't know if it's specifically to main in this case, or if there's other things where you get that versatility. It's only his skill set. Okay, that's not unfortunately. That's huge. Like that, it's a crazy change for this game to be able to like, based on how many times you've hit, and it looks like his third one. Where he can end a combo by attacking, waiting, or okay. I mean, I'm assuming that's normal attacking. And so you said that it unlocks the level of combo. Does he have to move before Ride the Lightning unlocks? Or is it just the third step of the combo? He does not, but that would be sick, yeah. So I think that would be really interesting. I'm gonna write that down because it would require like, hey, he can have different combos. Like you do that, like it's like the scenario we were talking about before. Is like you knock somebody back, but then and you can either use your combo 2 combos still stationary, or you can move and gain access to a third, another ability kind of thing. I think that would be pretty sick because again, that's just the versatility for the character. It's really neat. And I love the way the ability comes down too. It's like jump combined with both. And then obviously we'll let people speculate on their own for the hidden characters that are going to be there. And then you have your new ones again. That's so crazy though. So yeah, it's the arena background. The Cloak Stranger is a secret character from Journey of the Five. Lovely. But yeah, so you have the character portraits and then triple triads, the numbers, right? So the 5 beats the 3, so he took over. And then A is the maximum, I think, so it took over the 3. 5 took over the 1. The 3 and the 5 take over the 1s. And then 4 take over the 1 here. And then we have a little decision making going on. And then that 5 takes over the 2. And that one doesn't take anything, because he can't really do anything with where he's going, and his 5 takes over the 4. And then he has more blue. You have more blue cards on this side, making you the victor for the card battle. And so you kind of play based on your cards, and then again balance is defined for like this card's good against ones to the left and down, but weak against ones from the top and to the right. And the enemy's unplayed card counts as a point for them as well. Interesting. Okay. Is it like all the rules basically from Triple Triad? Like you basically translated it all over to the game? Not yet. Okay. Time to go back to FF8. We only have 2 so far. And then again, the classic mode, we're back there. Definitely the story part, and then I love that the actual story portion kind of like feeds into Triple Triad. And now Final Fantasy Tactics. And then also having the extra portion here is super cool. Yeah, I couldn't stand spending anything. um, so I really like the idea of the different modes too, because like as we've been playing like those different ones, so like Live by the Sword tactics, like it has those 3 different types, which we still need to go through. But I'm gonna wait to play that game again because it's getting an update for the adventure mode on December 6th. So, but seeing like that kind of stuff is really interesting because again, it gives more and different and unique ways to explore the mechanics that are provided in the game because there's a lot you can do with tactics, and but there are so many. In most cases, there are really strong ways that kind of overpower the need for other things. So, like an example, in vanilla, by the time you're in like the 3rd or 4th chapter, I'd say just say in general, actually, the damage values and the health values for your characters are in such a range that status effects like poison aren't really viable, because why go for a slow tick damage over time when you can take 1 or 2 turns and kill a unit like that? When you can go for the kill, why would our status effects as important? So in different modes like this, those kind of become stronger because you can have, since you only have a limited number of actions against different types of teams, or if you're assuming here like your character, the enemy you're fighting has a lot of hit points, starting off with a poison and then doing other stuff is effective, and it allows for more variances of the mechanics of the game, such as silence and don't move and that kind of stuff. Um, and that's kind of the thing I see the most with mods, and also with modern tactics games as well. Like when we were doing Live by the Sword, you can definitely see that each character, though they didn't have a damage portion of them, because they got removed the damage ability from a character, that character could use the skills for status effects or something at a more leveled, maybe in combo with other stuff. So like they can't react this turn, and so the other person can take the advantage to attack without worrying about getting hit back or things like that. And then in Reborn, Tactics of Reborn, we kind of see because of the increase of the armor stat and then also the increase of hit points in general across the entire board. Things like poison and frighten and breached and a bunch of other status effects come into play way more, where they're almost essential now, along with damage. And I think that's probably the best way, but in games, tactics games that I've played that have both, like the the damage units and the ability to debuff and buff your characters, that's probably the best execution I've seen of that kind of thing. Because again, it's like a you building a setup. You're building a setup for a character to be able to pull off like this crazy damage number, or because you took the time to, frighten them and breach them, and then buff your character, and then attack that specific thing. It's like with dragons against a dragoon, for example. You can one shot one that has over 2,000 health with the right setup, with all that stuff in there in the first place, which is super crazy. And then if you have a crit on top of it, it just doubles that 2,000 to 4,000, and that's crazy in chapter like 2 or 3. And it pays the player, it pays off for the player to have that kind of foresight and things. Um, and I'm really excited to see like a combo system that was kind of presented for Bane to not like exactly do those kind of setups or anything like that, but like to be able to make those kind of decisions. That mechanic opens up a lot for that kind of thing, especially with the classic mode and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. There's so much coolness in this trailer, but it's also still like it still has the tactics feel, and has a bunch of other stuff here. Like you can see some of the different sprites and all those portions that you go around. We still have our squires and the mimes and things like that. So, and it definitely still has your action sequences and um, your events, the way they play out in that portion as well. And it's just, it still has that same familiar tactics feel, but also with the new modern like ideas for scenarios and modes and things like that, and definitely adding to the depths of the gameplay. So I wanted to watch it live and do the that kind of thing, because I think it definitely deserves the attention that you've already put into it. And the trailer was beautifully executed. Great job. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. And of course, we will be playing it as soon as it gets released. I'm actually, hopefully, if we get enough advance notice, I will be able to definitely take some time from my day job and be able to put in some extra hours during that time to try to get all the cards and do all the stuff. I was also, planning for any other releases, because these releases for mods like this are as important to me as any other like game releases